Hello Pisces, welcome or welcome back to the Lynx Tarot. This is Monica, and this reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. We're covering approximately the next 30 days. So only take what resonates as always, and please excuse my laryngitis. My voice seems to be coming back, but bear with me anyway. Who knows what'll happen. All right, you have Lizard and Regeneration, Pisces. So this is a transformative period of time for you, and it's not just the next 30 days. There are big changes happening over the next 30 days, carrying you forward, okay? As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. All right, Pisces, do you hear that? No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration, okay? And if you look back, you'll realize that you truly are, okay? When you look back on other experiences you've been through and how you have adapted and changed and made something out of nothing, or made something better out of something that turned bad, okay? Like, you've done it. And I'm not saying anything is going to turn bad for you. It's just important that you realize how powerful you truly are, Pisces. Okay, let's see what we have from Everyday Witch. What do we have for Pisces? Pisces, I was also feeling like a lot of you may be needing to be near the water. Maybe you have consciously thought, I'd love to go to the beach, or to whatever favorite place you've been to, or maybe you've been thinking about a place near the water you've been to in the past. You might not be planning on going there again, but it's like the memory of being near the water is coming to you. And wherever there is water, it could be a little stream on a hike or something like that. It could be the beach, but whatever little day trip takes you to water. There could be, I guess, even a small waterfall on a hike. Sorry, it's too many are popping out here. I just want to, there we go. I just wanted one to flip if we were going to get one to flip. So look at this, the Nine of Cups, and look at this. She's right on the water, right on the beach. So you don't have to go to the beach, but if this is something you like to do, I recommend you try and get there. And if you have children or people with you, ask someone to take over. Ask someone to take the reins so you can have a little quiet time, like the witch on this card, to contemplate and just feel the cleansing water and air on you. This is about wishes and dreams coming true. I'm going to lay this out a little bit different this time on camera. This is the way I often do readings for myself or other people, not on YouTube, this layout that I'm talking about here. So I'm going to do it this way. Hope that's on camera. Okay, the Nine of Cups, wishes and dreams coming true, Cancer energy here. Okay. And look at this. It could be travel by water, away from difficult times toward calmer shores. You might decide that you want to move to a place that you vacationed to before, or a place that you've just visited before. Maybe you went to an art show or, some kind of day trip. And you're like, I love it there. It's not that far off the beaten path. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to check out the surrounding towns. For others of you, you could have gone through a very difficult emotional time, maybe over the last 7 months or even 7 years. And you're putting that in the past. You're respecting and honoring. I don't know why I said respecting, but it's like you're respecting yourself rather than being hard on yourself or blaming yourself for the hard times you had been through. And you're choosing to move away from that. Okay. Send me some good vibes. My voice holds out for this reading for you because I feel like we're getting some deep, important stuff. Okay, Pisces. Okay, we have the Lovers, some Gemini energy here. And by the way, these readings are covering money, love, career, any important messages that need to come through, having to do with any important situation in your life. Okay, so the Lovers, this is an important communication, an important message. And I think this has to do with an important communication between you and someone you care about deeply. It could be someone you're in a committed relationship with. It could be a friend. It could be an old friend coming back into your life and you're clearing the air. Things like that. Let me move these over a little bit. For those of you in love, I think this is, some of you are coming out of a bad fight or a rough time, like the last 7 years for some people, in relationships. Like something about the last 7 years may have been really tough. A lot of it was existential. Some of it's been the way you you each reacted to outside situations, outside circumstances, and how it affected your relationship. And you're like, I love you. I want to be with you. That stuff's in the past now, but how do we get past the past, right? So that's important for some people in committed relationships. For others of you, I think this goes back even further. It could be a reconciliation with a friend or a family member that maybe you had a falling out with, or a separation, and you don't really know exactly why or what happened or why it went on that long. And also, Pisces, I think that there may have been other people that didn't approve of your friendship or relationship or like it, and for some reason it influenced you, one or both of you. Maybe it put too much stress on your connection. Maybe one or both of you was confused. For some of you, the other person was highly influenced by other people. They were kind of going through a follower phase. Maybe they were confused, but they're not a follower anymore. For others of you in this relationship, in this connection, you or the other person was seeking approval from those who had been unkind or abusive toward you without realizing it. And it was affecting your relationship with an important person. This could be in love, marriage, friendship, any important relationship. And they're starting to realize it now, or you're starting to realize it now. And one or both of you is changing due to this realization, changing the way you approach relationship dynamics and your person. And look at this, we have the World, a new beginning, freedom. Look at this freedom, like you're owning your life, Pisces. You're like, I'm free from all that now. More beach, more water, okay? Freedom from being hard on yourself. Sometimes when we have realizations about, let me get some water, sorry. Sometimes when we have realizations about things that influenced us and our decisions in the past, with this new knowledge, this new wisdom, we regret how we reacted and responded in the past, right? So that's the next challenge, is to realize I didn't know better then. I know better now. Sure, of course, hindsight is 20/20. If I could go back and do it different, I would. With knowing what I know now, if I could go back and do it different, I would. For heaven's sake. Yesterday, my voice was not good. I mean, worse than this. And I was like, today is not a day to do readings. And today I was like, yesterday not a day to do readings. Today I felt motivated, but unsure about my voice. So please just bear with me a little longer. Okay, let's lay these out. So the Page of Pentacles is clarifying the Nine of Cups. Let's get some more and then we'll go deeper. So back to the World. Travel again for some of you. Might not have to be a big thing. Keep thinking about Hawaii. Maybe somebody went to Hawaii. Hawaii pops up into my readings a lot. I don't know why. Ace of Wands. Seven of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so there is a huge regeneration in relationships here. In how you approach new relationships, Pisces, old relationships, relationships with people that maybe you run into or reconnect with who remember the old you, they need to get to know the new you. Don't worry about how they might have seen you in the past. Don't worry about that. It's not as bad as you think, or it might not be what you think at all. And if anybody judged you harshly, you don't need them, you don't want them. And if that was someone like you were separated from, you're better off without them. A particular person might be linked to someone from your past who you really want to reconnect with. And say like earlier on, you'd be like, I like that one person, I want to reconnect with them, but that bad person is in the picture, in the mix, in the social circle. So I don't want anything to do with any of them. And maybe that was for the best, but now that important person has grown and evolved as well as you have. And it might be worth checking out a reconnection. Not necessarily in love. I'm not even talking about love. More friendship or a family member or maybe even a business connection. Maybe someone you worked with and you were friends with and something went bad. I don't know. But the bad seed, the bad egg that was in the mix, they're found out. They might still be connected to some people in the social group on the outskirts. They weren't like totally excommunicated, but they've been found out. Their behavior's been exposed. Maybe a lot of people just kind of tolerate them because they don't have to deal with them on a daily basis. So what I'm saying, Pisces, is you don't have to be afraid that this person is like best buds or allies with someone who was your enemy. Maybe they were your enemy out of jealousy toward you or something. All right, with the Nine of Cups with the Page of Pentacles. So there's a money-making idea here. Some of you are making new business plans that might be in the beginning, or you may have just completed a project that you are putting out there to sell or gain recognition. And it's time to rest. Like your work is done. It's time to rest. It's time to let the money generate itself. And you're getting good news having to do with money. Okay? Something's going to be more successful than you planned on. Okay, so get ready for an inflow of money. This moving on to a more peaceful place, it could be a more peaceful home even, is leading to your creativity opening up. There might be a process after you change locations where you need to really cocoon and heal. And it might be tough for a while because some of your anxieties and emotional stuff that was underneath something more pressing for 7 years or 7 months is coming to the surface. And that's not bad, it's good. So it's time to cocoon and heal, but then you're going to get on the other side of that, and all of a sudden, all of this creativity and all these creative ideas and images are going to come flowing. The floodgates are going to open. Pisces, dare I say, exercising my voice today is helping it. Gonna need to rest it as well, but it seems like today it seems better to exercise my voice. I don't know. Normally you would want to stay quiet with laryngitis and try not to use your voice too much. But I don't know. It's really weird. Maybe it's healing. Again, please, if you're listening, send me good vibes that this laryngitis goes away. Everything else is okay. Can't complain. But the laryngitis thing started to freak me out. All right, so we have the Lovers with the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, this has been a process. You have grown. Don't think that difficulties in a committed relationship have been ruined. Okay, I mean, some of you may be deciding to part. Okay, that's up to you. But for most of you listening, I feel like it's important to realize just because one thing was said or done or whatever, it doesn't mean that everything is ruined. Reconciliation is totally possible here, and it might not even be reconciliation. It might be reparation, repairing some hurt feelings that happened out of frustration, words that were said out of frustration. And we have 7 again here, okay? So it's like you're going into a longer 7 years, another 7-year cycle in a good way of being on the other side. It's like you crossed this threshold of difficult times together, and now you're reaping the rewards. You're coming together stronger than ever and reaping the rewards, okay? And 7 here could also represent July. Okay, the World with the 9 of Pentacles. So claiming your independence, even if you're in a committed relationship, or say you're married to your business or your job or something, you know what I mean? Like you're still committed to yourself or married to yourself. And you can have freedom to be yourself and be in commitment as well. So we've got a lot of commitment and reconciliation stuff going on here. Wishes and dreams coming true. Peaceful solitude. Enjoying the fruits of your labors. Someone's reading their own book. You may have just published a book and you are reading the hard copy, even though you wrote it and you know it. You edited it, you went over and over and over. You're reading your hard copy. I don't know if my daughter does that. She's a published author. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. The question never came to mind, but I wonder if when she receives, her physical copy of her book, if she reads it. Gotta ask her. Yeah, but I see you doing that, Pisces. All right, so where's okay, this is the Everyday Witch, okay? That first deck with the lizard and regeneration, that was Spirit of the Animals Oracle. So this is how I often do a layout for myself. So I feel like a money idea is coming in for you, and you need to pay attention to that. Or it could be an offer to make money. Someone on the outside, like not just an idea within your own being, but someone offers you an idea or a job or some freelance work. I think you're going to want to accept this. At the same time, find your peace. Always have your peaceful place. Maybe go somewhere near the water if that works for you. And look at this. Here you are working hard in solitude, but in a happy way, doing what you love to do. And look at all these cool, creative things being made here, generating money here, building up some stock here, some recognition. We have the Knight of Pentacles, so this is money matters slowly growing in the right direction. Money matters will get easier for those of you who are moving or who have recently moved. Remember I was saying some of you are going to have these really awesome ideas generating. Your creativity is going to get triggered as you come out of your cocoon after this long healing period. And there's this offer with the Knight of Pentacles, and also this is like taking a new step in your I want to say financial health. Going about how you see earning money and how you spend money in a different way. Like you're not saying what's the use. Maybe you were saying that before, like what's the use? My income pays the bills and I'm surviving, not living, but that's changing, okay? You're moving out of that like I'm surviving but I'm not really living period to finding some passion in life. And it's like one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like really excited for your day, and then the next day you're going to feel the same way, and the next day, sure, we all have ups and downs, but your ups are going to be more frequent and higher than they have been for a long time, Pisces. There's hope, and there's a new stability here that gives you like reason to have faith that today's just not a random good day. You're going to have more good days, many more. I'm going to move these out of the way. Okay, so the Lovers with the Seven of Pentacles. Look at this. This is a really good money reading too, Pisces. The King of Pentacles is a super good card, if not the best. It could be the best to some of you. The King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Strong financial security, a strong financial base, your foundation, your financial foundation, and also your emotional foundation within yourself and your loved ones, your pets, your animals. It's becoming very strong, and a lot of this has to do with this communication and reconnection with someone important in your life, but also with yourself. And there's so much more growth, not just in money, definitely in money and finances, but also in relationships. Some of you may be finding like new friendships, maybe a new love, but there's so much more growth. I'm picturing somebody in a group. It could be, I want to say group therapy, but not quite that deep. Like, I mean, it could be, but like maybe like an art therapy group or something like that. Or maybe it's an art class that is art therapy to you, even though the instructor is not an art therapist, but it's just your therapy. I know it was to me. I took a ceramics class and it was therapy to me, but I was getting graded on it and it counted toward my GPA. If I, use my markers and my coloring books or do neurographic drawings, to me that's therapy. And I think that'll bring you, let me just show you this together, Pisces, just as a suggestion. If this seems like it would be your thing, give it a try, because I feel like it could really bring you into this energy of the world. Like, it's like you're on vacation, but you're home. There's a weight lifted at home for some reason. Okay? But I do think you need to get outdoors. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles and enjoying your time to yourself, finding peace, enjoying all you've worked hard for, maybe watching the money generate. Maybe a lot of you have done the hard work. Maybe now it's time to take a little breather and work on your next ideas. I think for a lot of you, like, your challenge is like you feel like you've waited a long time and you're on the verge of giving up, but then something starts to shift. You realize it's time to make a move, or just the energy shifts and you start to see promise in a situation. Now look at this. Here's some more love. Okay, there's a lot of love. I think there's an apology coming in. For some of you, like, you might feel like you want to apologize to someone about something, and then you stop yourself because you're justifying like the angry words you had toward them or whatever happened. But I think for many of you, like, if you just go ahead and apologize for the sake of apologizing, like coming from your heart, that you'll find this person apologizes to you as well. All right, excuse my arm here. I'm just trying to get to the angel answers. If you have a question, Pisces, you can reflect on it now. So for advice, I want to say don't give up. Don't be afraid to apologize. And I think this will lead you to a stronger, loving connection. If you're concerned about career and finance, I really think that many of you are finally like really reaping the rewards of like a long 7-year cycle. But I do feel like specifically 7 months ago, or last July, the you-know-what hit the fan. And it might be something you felt like you could never come back from, but you can. All right, Pisces, listen to your intuition. Pisces has really amazing intuition, but I have found that they often don't listen to it. So try and tap in. If you have a gut feeling about something, look deeper. and you are ready, Pisces. Like you're ready to start living. You're ready to get past the survival part and start living, enjoying life. Let's see what we have from the Kitty Oracle. What do we have for Pisces? And Pisces, remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And isn't this weird? I'm afraid to say it out loud, but my voice has gotten a lot better. Weird. Maybe my vocal cords needed a little exercise today. But believe you me, they're also going to get some rest after this reading. All right, now let me just kind of put my energy into this deck. This is for Pisces, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. Time to reflect, review your decisions. I think you're going to, look at that kitty, so cute. I think that you're going to start making decisions, differently now due to your growth and the wisdom that you've gained, which is awesome. Okay. And we have watch closely. Yeah, get the whole story, okay? Get the whole story. And also ask yourself, is this still my story? Is the story I'm telling myself about myself true? Is it the same? Has it changed? These are questions to ask yourself, to contemplate, and as you do this, it will free you and open up your world to so much better, happier, richer relationships and connections, and a healthier relationship with money and finance. Be powerful, Pisces. I don't see this card come out too much. Isn't he cute? Be powerful, exert your influence. Pisces, be confident. You are a leader. Okay, so hang on. Don't go yet. I want to get some tea leaf fortune cards. Bear with me. I just kind of want to shuffle this giant deck a little bit. Okay. And put that half there, and we're going to draw from here. Pop out, 2 pop outs. Okay, chair empty. Okay, so someone is leaving your life. So what this is reminding me of is that scenario I was saying. You might want to reconnect with someone from a long time ago, and there's still kind of a thorn in the social group that's still connected in some way. Don't worry about that person. They can't harm you. Maybe they did something nasty in the past. They're not even around anymore. They might be, say, connected to this person you want to know again on Facebook, but that's it. They're not really friends. Like, the person that you're interested in getting to know is just being polite by accepting their friend request. And you may not know that. But the only way you'll find out is if you talk to this person, reconnect, and it's not about the fly in the ointment. It'll come up. I don't think you need to ask that person, hey, do you still know that other person that I don't like? You're not going to be saying that. Just take your time. Trust yourself. Trust your judgment. If this person, whether it's a friend or a lover or a family member that you're connecting with or reconnecting with, whatever it is, trust your judgment. This could be someone that's okay to see once a year. This might be someone you want to make the time to go to lunch with once a month. This might be someone you start walking your dogs with a few times a week, right? Feel it out, whatever feels right to you. Younger woman dealings or relationship with a younger woman. The first thing that popped into my head, this could be in work. You might have a new client that's looking up to you. It doesn't have to be someone that's younger than you, but someone who is looking up to you as a mentor. And that's where we get that be powerful, exert your influence message. Like you have some experience that someone else could really learn from. And we have Spear. Okay, so heartache over what you no longer have, right? So I think that's along with the 7 of Swords, and I really like that card because it's just acknowledging that, yes, there's been some heartache, but you're moving on to calmer shores, easier times, and the air where you're going could be cleaner as well. I get that a lot with that card, like fresh air. Where for those of you who have moved or are moving, It's a place where it's cleaner. Like, I don't know what that's all about. Maybe your previous place became kind of